Hello, brothers and sisters. This is a message for everyone who is willing to listen. But first of all, let me ask you a question. Does your life have a purpose? Does anything have a purpose? Do you want to find it? If you are open for the truth, this is for you. Now, here's a thing to consider. Hair. Everybody has hair. But it is common knowledge that science does not know why is that. Scientists don't have answers to questions that have been asked for millennia. Why is it that I, as a human being, have hair? Why do animals have hair? As a matter of fact, not a single widely accepted religion of today has anything to say about that either. Well, let me tell you the truth. You see, the reason for hair is the fish! Does it not strike you as obvious that if all the hair exists, there must be a reason behind it? The holy notebook of fish facts can tell you about that reason. The fish facts tells us that the glorious creator of all life is the fish. Some have described it as being pink, but that is a common non-believer mistake. Somebody who is yet to grasp the grace of the fish cannot comprehend what he is. The fish is colorless, and it is colorful, with a slight tint of yellow. It is important to know this, since I am aware of a new idea that states the fish is colorless and colorful and a little bit green, but that is a lie. It is ridiculous to say that. These people are heretics who will try to deceive you no matter what. Do not let it misguide you on your path of knowing the fish. So the fish is the creator of all life and of hair. The evidence all around you. Don't you see it? All you need is to open your eyes. Why would any of us be where we are today and have any hair, if not for the fish? Would any of that happen? I don't think so. I think not. I don't think there is any other reason. It goes like this. All life created by the fish was initially hairy. And in fact, you can see for yourself. We do not argue with evolution. That would be fucking retarded. But look at a cell, at bacteria. Look at this image that I am providing right now. They are covered in hair. All praise the fish! Anyway, everything evolved and was hairy, and the fish was happy with his creations. But then there was a single squid, who in his arrogance and ignorance has thought that the grand design of the fish is not perfect, and he shaved. Now you may ask, how did he shave? This is a common and frankly very silly question. You have to understand that shaving does not necessarily have to be confined to ideas that we can comprehend. It does not have to be an action that involves a razor and emotion. This was a spiritual shaving. So, now that we understand how the squid shaved, we can move on. This was the original shave. Soon, many bad creatures started noticing the squid. The word has spread, and they shaved, and opposed the form that was given to them. Some shaved partially, some stayed true to the fish, and refused to shave. It is evident today. Look at puppies and kittens who are covered in fur. This is because they are good. But who is clean-shaven, I ask you? That's right. Snakes, worms, bugs, the bad creatures. Now, the best creation of the fish were humans. They were the smartest and the only one that the fish was really interested in. The fish didn't really give a shit about anyone else shaving. In its endless wisdom, it said, let the retards dig their own graves. But the humans were deceived by a snake, who was bald, of course, a bald snake, a talking bald snake. This snake has corrupted humans and turned them to shaving. And the moment the very first human removed a single hair from his body willingly, the fish got upset and angry, and then you can see why. I think it's justified. You can see in some other religions, by the way, some statements about not shaving. I did no research, of course, but this obviously proves that those religions were inspired by the truth, which is fish facts. Now, the fish did what would make sense for an all-powerful creator to do. He made the squid, the original chef who was responsible for all this, produce ink. That was not real ink, of course, it was immaterial, spiritual ink. And the fish made it so this ink comes into our body. The more shaved you are, the more ink is in you. Why? You see, hair grows out of little tiny holes in our skin. When there is no hair, the hole is open for the ink. Here hides another proof that the fish facts is true. Science later proved that there are tiny holes in human skin called pores. We called it ages before they finally found out. So we must achieve a state of absolute hairness, where there is a hair in every possible place on our body. So the supply of ink is cut and we become free of it. Now, why is it important to be free of all the ink? You see, the ink in our bodies is not detectable by science, sure enough, because it is spiritual ink, duh. But I know for a fact that this ink replaces our bodily fluids. The ink clouds our judgment, which is why you will find some people who do not believe in the fish. It is simply because they are too full of ink. It must all be extracted with sweat and piss after the supply is cut. Now, there is a prophecy in the fish facts. The fish will return from its trip through the sky ocean. And this isn't meant to be taken literally. Of course, the book does not say that there is water above the sky. That would just be stupid. It is a metaphor for space. The fish and the squid are in space. And the fish travels through space, battling the squid, which releases all the ink constantly. This is why sometimes the sky turns black, the sky ocean fills with ink, and then the fish removes it, and the sky turns blue, like water. The fish is in constant battle with the squid, which it created, and protects humans from the ink, which it created and made the squid produce. We must appreciate this constant sacrifice that the fish is making, and we must love the fish. Now the prophecy says that one day there will be more ink than usual, and the fish will finally have to remember that it is an all-powerful creator and it can just blink all the ink away. It is important to get rid of all the ink before then, because if your bodily fluids are replaced by it, you might die after all the ink in the world gets destroyed. Well, if you die before that, it's fine, but the fish may return at any moment. You can also see how books are meaningless. They will be emptied as well. Only the fish facts will remain, as it is written in blood. Now, I did say that the fish may return at any moment, and this is true. Nobody will expect the fish to return when it happens. Nobody will know the date of the return of the fish. But there will be two signs of its return. First sign is that a young generation, the kids, will become disrespectful towards their parents, and in fact some traditions of our society. Everybody will see this and point out how kids these days. The second sign is that the sky will remain black longer than usual. Now, this may shock you, but I do have reports from the South Pole that this has been happening. Both these signs clearly mean that there is now more ink than before, and the fish will soon have to take drastic measures which might harm a lot of people that it cares so passionately about. So it sent us a book trying to help us find the way, which is never shaving, so that everybody can survive the fish's return. But we should never shave nonetheless. Nobody can say for certain that they will not live to see this return, so you must take precautions. Now that I explained to you how important it is to never shave, I hope all of you can be saved. It is my most sincere wish that nobody dies at the second coming. I have other means to ensure that, involving industrial sabotage, which I am using, but preaching to the hearts of men is also a way to reach lots of people, which I believe I just did. Farewell, and be furry.